Good evening, Antioch. I never thought that there'd be a day like this that would have to stand and speak about my closest friend. Sean Whaley to me was a brother, so close. The man that walked up to me in 1990 in the middle of the church, and there I was, the Holy Ghost was over me, and he just had not yet flowed through me, and up comes Sean, and he used to do his Liverpool accent with me, and he walked up and he went, "Will you let me pray for you?" And I'm like, "Well, okay." And again, it was this very powerful supernatural occurrence, and all of a sudden, his words in my ears, as he leant over me and he said, "Picture your tongue as a dam. And behind that dam is water. Picture your dam just collapsing. And just watch that water flow out of you." And as I did, the Spirit of God flowed through me, and it was phenomenal. And I remember looking over, and Bishop was it was like 20, 30 minutes later, and I kind of came to myself and looked over, and there's Bishop kind of smiling and going, I was like, hey, wrecked the service, which was okay for that day, Pastor. Thank you, Bishop, no problem. The thoughts and the actions from Sean that day have never left me. I have literally today, and because of mission and because of things that I've been involved in, because of the missionary status, you go and preach everywhere. I have used Sean Whaley's words probably with thousands of people now. It's not hundreds, it's thousands. The times I've prayed for people on deputation and watched them filled with the Holy Ghost, and Sean's voice, very clear, was always there with me saying, just picture your tongue as a dam. And I can't ever thank that man enough. Honestly, Sean was such a close, dear friend that I loved dearly. I'm doing my best. It's took me all day to get to this point. One night, I walked into the church, and I'd been building all day. We were so similar in our way. We were cut from the same cloth, Sean and I. And we're builders. We got that we were diamonds in the rough. And I know we probably wasn't the easiest, but that's just the way we were cut. And he grabbed hold of me in the foyer, and he just went, "Come to a class that I'm teaching." And I'm like, "Now?" He's like, "Now, come upstairs. You need to come." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then he kind of dragged me a little bit. But so I'm kind of wrestling with him when we go up the stairs, and I walk in, there's all these people I knew, and like Ron Bray and Don Seipel, and I don't know, Dean Enes or somebody. There was loads of people in there, Brant Nielsen. So I kind of sit at the back purposely because I didn't want to get, what on earth is this class? And I'm like, you got some strange looking folks all looking at me, and I went and sat at the back. And well, as I'm sitting there, good old Sean, he was probably the most sensitive human being in the Holy Ghost, walks up and he goes, "We need to pray before we start anything." And well, he laid his hands upon me, and the Spirit of God come upon me, and I don't remember nothing else, but he said I stood up and began to shout, "Satan, let my people go." And I was walking through the chairs and knocking things over, and I remember kind of waking up. I don't know how long it was. And that day, a missionary was birthed in the ministerial training. And I've always kind of argued with him, "Did you know this?" And he was laughing. And isn't it amazing that he used to have the only accent he could do in England was a Liverpool accent. And he used to imitate John Lennon. And he always used to go, "All right there, John." And it just always did it. So how incredible. Here I am in our home building that we're in Liverpool. So I've got that many stories, and the times we prayed together for people, the ministry that myself and Sean used to end up at the church in front of people, and we're like, "What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" And it was like, "You go, I go," and it was phenomenal to have such a friend, a close friend. I mean, he was literally a brother. I've got Mark and Paul, and most people that are listening will know Mark and Paul, but Sean was also in that category, like my own brother. And I'm so sad, it's so hurtful, and I'm trying my best not to lose it, but I can only thank God for this wonderful friend called Sean Whaley. I can only thank God for someone like that. I miss that man so much today. I miss him so much. Even though I've been gone for all these years, it's reliable. I can always count on him. I mean, he helped me build my homes. He helped me in my business. He helped me. I've got stories that we can go on for hours and hours. And I know I'm not going to do that tonight, but I can only say, Bishop, thank you. Thank you for asking me to do this. But I love that man, and he is such a blessing to so many people that all I can say is, God, he's in your hands. And we know that he is because of who he was. He loved Jesus Christ. And everywhere that I went, where we went to Johnson, Lombard, wherever we went, there was always people that say, you know Sean Whaley? And I'm going, yeah, I do. And it was always the same. Well, you two say the same. You're always talking about God. You're always talking about the church. And that was the man that he was. I can go to the bank, go to Home Depot. It doesn't matter where I went. What an absolute brilliant testimony that I've just read all these different people saying how much Sean had helped them. He was a godly man. He was my dear friend. I love him dearly. And again, God, into your hands, I put my dear friend, Sean Whaley. I'm praying for you, Susan, if you're there. Krista, if you're there. I don't know who's going to be in the building tonight, but I pray for you too. I do. I pray for your family. So God bless you all. Antioch, I will definitely see you soon. Good night and God bless.